Hello guys, here's Max and this is our third video in the Learn Android video cycle where we learn how to develop applications for Android. And today finally we will start to develop something. I know that all those first steps, application planning and creation of application mocks, were very important and we had to do it. But as every developer, I like to develop code, and today finally we'll start to do something. So basically, guys, first thing which I want just to point out is that between our very first video where we installed Android Studio and today, very important event happened. Google finally released the first official version of Android Studio. They Android Studio version 1, and finally this is a final version, not a beta variant, and it includes support for newest and brightest version of Android 5.0 Lollipop. And basically now installation is very easy. Just download Android Studio, click this button, and it will download Android Studio plus SDK. And installation is very simple. Just start to download and install, and it will install Studio plus SDK, plus it will install two default virtual images for emulator. And yeah, finally. So I actually didn't read about new features of Android Studio, but I hope it's gonna be better than beta versions. So basically what I did, I just created the new application, chose default activity as a blank activity, and this is actually what I got. This is our project. It consists of two big areas, application and Gradle scripts. So Android Studio uses Gradle build system. And if you're not familiar with Android structure, let's quickly check. So here we have first folder called manifests. Here actually we have Android manifest. That's the base configuration file. If you know, for example, what is web.config file in .NET, in web projects, that's basically the same idea. Here we configure all main application settings as permissions and actually all activities. Those windows in Android application, they all should be written here, and many and other things. Second folder is Java. Actually here by default it creates tests project and a code project, and now it consists of only one file, main activity. And main activity was the default name of first activity, so, and let's leave it as a main activity. And third folder is resources. Here there are different folders for images, for menu files, for string values, for layouts. So basically our main activity now has a connection to activity main layout, which you can find in layouts, activity main here. And Android Studio has a visual reductor where we can just drag and drop and modify, but I somehow like more to write manually layout files, so you can switch to text mode and just see in text mode. So Android layout files basically look like some kind of XML file, but of course it's not some plain XML, but special subset of XML. But generally it's the same idea. You see we have tags as an HTML, we have some attributes on level of this tag, those widgets, and by default every application, default main activity has only one text field with a hello world label. And I run already uh, Android emulator with the default, which comes together with new Android Studio. This is emulator for Nexus 5 running the newest version of API Android 5.0. So basically that's it, guys. Some introduction words, and let's basically write code. So first, what I want to do today, we'll start with domain logic of our small fitness application. And what I do, I create here new package, and I call it domain. So here I will centralize all my domain logic. So our domain will consist of only a couple of files. First of them will be called level, and it will represent the level of our user preparation form of our user. So for example, level can be low level or average level. That's the level which user will set while selecting settings before starting the training plan. So basically our level will has only two properties called title. Actually, just even not a property but a field. So in mobile world, I always try to use minimalistic approach. So what it means, if I would develop for desktop, I would always create property with setter and getter, but in mobile size really matters and resources are limited, so I always create plain fields. This helps to save resources and computation time. So basically, first object which you need is a level, which will consist of title and description. So second object which you would need is called let's call it plan. So this will be our training plan. So basically, yeah, everything what we will need here. Okay, let's leave it for now empty. Let's start to build. Let's create another object called let me think, workout. Yeah, workout, for example, which will represent single workout. So here everything what we need is a week. Our plan will contain 6 weeks. So here we will simply give number of week. Second parameter will be also of a type integer day. Also in every week we will have 3 training days. And here just let's create an array like counts 1, yeah, counts 2, and let's copy it, counts 3. Yeah, so what it means, we will have 3 different levels of difficulty, like low, average and above average, and depending on selected level we will give different counts to execute. Yeah, so if you are low, this counts will be lower. If you are above average, this counts will be bigger. And last parameter which we will want to create is called rest time or something like that. So this will represent amount of seconds to rest between sessions, training sessions. So basically, next class in domain which will create let's call it, I don't know, training helper. So since our application is very simple, we will not use even database, anything. All our training plan will be simply hard-coded. So let me copy it. Second, guys, let me copy already prepared because it's quite long. That's simply the training plan. And I will explain you what it means. So basically, this is our big object called workouts, which is array of workouts basically. And here we give simply workout for every single training day. So every workout has a week, day, rest time, and amount of repetitions for every difficulty level. So you see, that's very easy. We know exactly how many weeks, we know exactly how many days, and we know exactly how many counts for every difficulty level. So let's don't over-engineer and create some dynamic structures. We know exactly what we want, so we create exactly structure which we want. And here, for every day, every week, up to week 6, day 3, we have those counts and all counts and all information inside. And this array we will use everywhere. So basically, next method, let's create helper method called, it will be static, called, and it will return concrete workout. It will be called get workout, and we will give some key, same key. And basically this key will be week and plus day inside. So basically let's write for workout this is how we write for each loop in Java. Excuse me guys, sometimes I can make some mistakes because I'm used to .NET and C#, and here you'll say get workout key, function we shouldn't have now, but we will have it, and if it's equal to key, then return this workout, otherwise return null. So this function will search for workout by key. And yeah, actually let's write now next function. It's also static, I don't know, it will return integer get workout key, which will get as a parameter workout, and as a result it will return back. So basically this also will be one helper method. And let's write one more helper method, get workout key week and day, yeah, and everything what we want. Is basically what we want to return an integer consisting of a week and day. For example, if week is 1 and day is 2, we should return back 12. If week is 2 and this is 1, should be 21. So basically what we do, we take a week, multiply it 10, yeah, and plus day. Okay guys, so which function would we need more? Let's see. Okay, next function which we would need will be to get next workout. So if we have finished some workout, we need to define which will be the next, and we will call it get next workout integer week integer day. So for certain workout, for this week, for this day, we want to get the next workout. So let's create the function, the boolean flag found, give it false by default. Then let's write for loop and say for e from 0 and e less than workouts length, and here we'll write if found return workouts e, and else if not found then get workout key for this workout, get workout key, yeah, week and day. So basically if they are the same, let's give it a true. Good. Otherwise we will return null, which means that we have no next workout. This was very last day, and that's it. So basically next helper method which we will need is a method to return back correct count of repetitions. This we'll call it get counts, yeah. And we'll say for this workout and for this level what is the count. Well, let's use here switch construction. So as you see guys, today will be basic video which will show you default Java constructions, and we will write some backend logic. So we'll say if level of difficulty is 1, return counts 1, yeah. If level of difficulty is 2, return counts 2, and if level of difficulty is 3, then return counts 3. I know guys, maybe that's not the ideal code, but it's simply something which came to my mind. So good. Okay, so let's see that will be our backend logic. some basic. We will write here some additional code, but for now let's leave with this. So what we will make next? Let's start to create our main activity. Good. So